So we all have insurance, right? Car, health, home, you name it. We pay our premiums every month or every year. But have you ever really stopped to think about what happens to that money? For most of us, it kind of just disappears into this big black box. Well, in this explainer, we're going to pry that box right open and map out the entire insurance world.
It's a good question, right? You make the payment, it goes out of your account, and then you just kind of hope for the best if you ever need it. Today, we are going to look inside that box and see exactly how this incredibly complex system actually works and who's pulling the levers.
All right, so to get a handle on this whole thing, you first have to know who the main players are. We're going to start by meeting the three major inhabitants of what you can really think of as the insurance ecosystem. Each one has a totally distinct and really vital role to play. Okay, first up, at the very center of it all, you've got the insurer. This is the company that's actually taking on the risk. They're the ones who create the insurance products, they collect all our premium payments, and most importantly, they're on the hook to pay out when we make a claim. The whole structure is built on them.
Next, you have the broker. Now, a broker is like your personal champion in this whole game. And here's the key thing. They don't work for an insurance company, they work for you. Their entire job is to search the market to find the absolute best coverage for what you need. It's kind of like having a personal shopper, but for financial protection.
And our third key player is someone who works behind the scenes, but wow, are they important, the underwriter. Think of the underwriter as the ecosystem's risk detective. They work for the insurer, and their job is to dig into applications and figure out how risky someone or something is to insure. That analysis is what decides if you get a policy and exactly how much you're going to pay for it.
So, when you see it all laid out like this, you can really start to see how it works. The insurer has the product, the broker helps you find the right one, and the underwriter helps the insurer price it correctly. Everybody has a different goal, and it creates this natural system of checks and balances.
Okay, so now we know who's on the field, let's talk about the rules of the game they're all playing. Just like any ecosystem, the insurance market has a clear structure and a whole set of laws that keep things running. This is what makes the whole system actually function.
So get this, there isn't just one insurance market. We all operate in what's called the primary market. That's where you and I buy our policies. But behind the scenes, there's this enormous second market called the reinsurance market. And it's basically insurance for insurance companies. It's how they protect themselves from huge catastrophic events, like a massive hurricane that could bankrupt them otherwise.
You can imagine, with all of this risk and just incredible amounts of money changing hands, the system has to be stable. It has to be fair. And that is exactly where regulation comes in. It's not just about red tape, it's absolutely fundamental to making sure this market works for everyone.
You can think of these regulations as the park rangers of this whole ecosystem. They're there to protect you, the consumer, to make sure you're treated fairly. But just as important, they watch over solvency, making sure these companies are financially healthy enough to actually pay out claims when you need them to. This keeps the whole financial system stable.
All right, so we've met the players and we've learned the rules of the land. For our last section, let's explore the different routes or pathways that an insurance policy can take to get from the insurer all the way into your hands. Now, for a lot of us, the most familiar path is probably through an insurance agent. You know, these are the local professionals who are authorized to sell products on behalf of one or sometimes more than one insurance company.
And here's a really important distinction. There are two main types. A tied agent works for only one company, so they can only sell you that company's products. But an independent agent represents several different insurers. That means they can shop around for you and offer a much wider range of options to compare. But, you know, times are changing. More and more people are choosing to skip the middleman entirely. Thanks to technology and, frankly, a demand for more transparency, direct sales have become a huge part of the market, letting you buy right from the source.
And this direct approach happens in a bunch of ways. I'm sure you're familiar with the online platforms, getting a quote on a website or an app in just a few minutes. But it also includes calling a customer service center or even just walking into a physical branch, which some insurers still have.
Now here's a powerful channel you might not have thought about. Bank assurance. It's a fancy word, but it's a simple idea. It's just the sale of insurance products through a bank. For example, when you get a mortgage, the bank might offer you home insurance right then and there. It makes a ton of sense, since they're leveraging the trust and the customers they already have.
And it doesn't even stop there. The market has gotten super creative over the years, developing even more specialized pathways to reach all kinds of different customers.
I mean, think about affinity partnerships, like when your alumni association offers you a deal on car insurance.
Oh, and a financial advisor includes life insurance as part of your overall retirement plan. There are even incredible microinsurance models designed to make coverage affordable and accessible for everyone. It just goes to show how adaptive this market really is.
So, as we start to wrap this up, it's pretty clear that insurance isn't just some simple transaction. It is a dynamic, complex ecosystem, a web of players, rules, and pathways, all designed to do one fundamental thing: manage risk.
And this right here is really the key takeaway. How you decide to buy your insurance, whether you go through a broker, an agent, or straight to a website, it's not just a matter of what's easy. It has a direct, significant impact on the price you pay, the advice you get, and the options you even have access to.
Which brings us to our final forward-looking question. In a world that's being reshaped by AI and algorithms, systems that are getting smarter every day at assessing risk and matching products to people, which of these roles we've talked about, the broker, the agent, the underwriter, is going to be the next one to totally evolve? It's something to think about as this ecosystem keeps changing.